Kaito! Do you ever get jealous of other content creators? Ooh, this one's a juicy one. It's such a taboo subject. How much money do you make as an influencer each month? I think today I'm gonna tell you guys. I definitely make. I pour my heart and soul into it. Today's video is a little bit different. I'm not gonna lie, I've been a little bit stressed out, and looking at how beautiful the weather is outside, I thought, why not take myself on a solo picnic? And I thought it'd be fun to kind of get intimate and get to know each other a little bit more. So I did ask everyone a bunch of questions on Instagram stories, some juicy questions in fact. But first, I gotta take my first bite because this looks so good. Kaito! Ooh. This looks so good. I'm not gonna lie, I already had a little bit because when I was making this, I was licking the bowl, so I know it tastes really good. It's so good. I love summer because you get the best fruits, and when you make like a fruit salad, it's so refreshing. The mint makes a huge difference. while I eat this massive fruit salad, let's dive into the questions. So the first one is, do you ever get jealous of other content creators and how do you overcome it? So I'm not gonna lie, it's definitely hard not to compare yourself with other people. I don't think I necessarily get jealous, but end of the day, there's so many numbers and it's hard not to compare like likes, views, or anything like that. However, I am a very strong believer that there's no space or limit when it comes to success. Just because someone else is doing well doesn't mean that you can't do well. Like, I don't know about you, but personally, I watch like thousands of videos a day. So just because someone gets a view doesn't mean they'll watch that video and not watch yours. How do you afford to have your own team? So my team kind of depends season by season and project by projects. Like I said, sometimes I have contractors and sometimes I have employees. It just really depends on the project that I'm taking on. Currently, I have my manager and I also have a full-time employee and I have a few contractors that I work with as well as for my website, and I also have a full-time accountant and a bookkeeper, and of course there's always lawyers. Okay, next question. What is the hardest part of being a content creator? I think for me, I'm a big to-do list and time blocking and agenda person, so that does help me quite a bit by just having a more set schedule, but that's something that I'm still working on. I'm still struggling on till today. So yeah, definitely balancing work-life balance. So creamy. Do you plan on moving to Taiwan? I got this question a lot, especially because I just posted my Taiwan apartment tour and I wasn't being too specific there. But I would say I don't think I would ever move to Taiwan full time, just because my family is here and, you know, Dom's work is here and my cats are here, and it's really hard to move pets across the country. I wish it was easier. But I do have a lot of exciting projects in Taiwan and I'm hoping to go back more often. Okay, next question. What was your education journey like from Taiwan to Canada and university? So I moved a lot my whole life. I did preschool and kindergarten in US and Canada. Then I did elementary school in Taiwan. Then I did high school in Vancouver, Canada. And I did university in Ontario, Canada. I think one of the hardest things in the beginning was definitely the language barrier. I would say for me, I'm pretty fluent in both language, around 75 to 80% in both English and in Mandarin. So I'm able to read, I'm able to write, I'm able to communicate, but I'm definitely not an expert in both. In terms of my educations, I have a bachelor in economics from Queen's University, and I also have a diploma in marketing communications at BCIT. I love kombucha. Do you guys like kombucha? So, how did your parents react when you told them that you're quitting your job to do content creation full time? So I grew up with Asian parents that were kind of strict. They're definitely more on the traditional side in terms of education. You have to go to university, go to do your corporate job, In fact, I don't think I ever shared this story before, but when I was going to quit my job, I told my corporate company and they actually offered me a signing bonus just to keep me on for another 2 years. So I wasn't able to receive that bonus until I stayed on for another 2 years. And the bonus was pretty big. It was around 5 digits. So I was having a really hard time contemplating between doing this full-time and quitting, or just staying on and doing both at the same time. So when I was gonna quit my job, I was honestly really nervous to share it to my parents. So when I went to tell my mom that I was debating between the two, my mom was actually my #1 supporter, and I'm forever grateful for her for supporting me, because she said, would you rather take the money and then always wonder to yourself that, did you give it your all at your dream job? Or would you rather try your best at your dream job, give it 110%, and if it doesn't work out, you can always make more money in the future? And that really took me a second to think, because as I shared before, it has been a very long journey, 10+ years of me really wanting to become a full-time food blogger. So at that moment, I decided to, you know, quit my job, go 110% at this. I laid out a whole plan, and yeah, I'm forever grateful. So thank you, Mom and Dad, for believing in me and supporting me. Ooh, this one's a juicy one. Did Dom have any red flags when you were first dating? So me and Dom, we actually met on Tinder 8 years ago. I think the #1 thing that we struggled with was that we're both type A personalities and we're both the eldest of the family. Because of that, we're both a little bit stubborn. So we took some time to kind of learn how to do conflict resolutions. I think that's actually probably one of the most important things when it comes to relationships, is figuring out conflict resolutions. If you think you're with the right person and they're worth fighting for, I think it's worth staying around and fighting for it. Next question, how did you get your period back? Oh, I love this question so much. I wish I was able to ask more people. And I think the thing with period is that it's such a taboo subject. So no one really talks about it. But yeah, I didn't have my period for 2 years. Obviously, I'm no expert. I'm not a doctor. So I would definitely say go talk to your doctor if you have any questions. But for me personally, my period is heavily linked to my stress level. I was really stressed out and I was overworking myself. I'm not getting my period, so what's the big deal? At least right now I don't have any cramps, so I just kind of ignored it. And I think after a year and a half was when it really got to me, because that's when the cramps came back and I had no period. I don't know if this is TMI or not, but I was getting cramps like every month, but just was no period. And I definitely do want to have a baby one day in the future. So then, you know, I think it's so important for women to take care of their health. So for me right now, what I do to really bring back my period is one, I try to find things that can relieve my stress. So I do set a schedule now, so I don't work anytime after 10 p.m. and I try my best not to go to sleep too late, but you know, sometimes I've been watching K-drama for too long and I can't help it. And the second thing that really helps me is working out. I go on walks at least 5 times a week and I do 10,000 steps. I do Pilates. I go to Pilates 3 times a week and my Pilates instruction is so good. Honestly, during that 1 hour, it's kind of like also another me time for myself. And the third thing is diet. So I drink a lot of water. Keep in mind like what I'm eating. I almost cook like I would say 6 times a week. Like when I was younger, I had really bad like self-body image, and then I would go on like every single diet you can ever imagine. So now I don't go on any diets. I am just healthy, I'm happy, I try to get a lot of sleep, and yeah, it's been 1 year and I fully have my period back now, and I hope to keep up this lifestyle. There's definitely months where I'm more stressed out and it'll come a little bit late, so I'm still struggling a little bit, but I was for myself to just relax, take a deep breath, and your health matters. Okay, this one is fun. What is my current guilty pleasure during my free time? And that is definitely for sure watching trash reality TV. I've been obsessed with Love is Blind, and I don't know if anyone else is watching it, but I just started it and I've binge watched 2 seasons already. It's definitely my guilty pleasure. That, and also I've been really liking, Ultimatum. Ultimatum is also really good. Okay, so the most asked question, how much money do you make as an influencer each month? Oh, I get asked this question all the time, so I think today I'm gonna tell you guys. As an influencer, I definitely make more than what I used to make at my old corporate job. I did share the exact number in my first 2 years on my blog, so you guys can go check that out. But as an influencer, each month definitely fluctuates. Like it goes kind of up and down. And when you work for yourself, you also don't get benefits and you don't get healthcare. You don't get RSP for retirement fund. You also don't get vacation pay. So there's a few things that you don't get when you do work for yourself. I try my best to be as transparent, and I would say 40% of my income does come from my blog. I did study marketing communications too, so if anyone is ever interested, you can definitely let me know, and I can film more videos on like, you know, how I make money as a food blogger, how to start a blog, how to consult brand deals and things like that. So let me know if you're interested. That's definitely something that I'm interested in sharing more in the future. But yeah, that's the answer to the juicy question that everyone keeps asking. Okay, so what is your MBTI? And I love this question. I love getting to know what other people's MBTI is. Mine is ESTJ, and it's kind of funny because I have the worst social anxiety, but once I warm up to people, I'm very outgoing, I'm super extroverted, but it just takes me a while to get there. Can you guys tell that I'm a extrovert? Okay, last question. What is something that you're most looking forward to in the near future, and what is your goal for the next 5 years? So I'm gonna answer that question, but it is getting a little bit dark, so let's pack up and I'll see you guys in the car. Okay. So there's 2 things I'm most looking forward to in the near future, and the first one, which is coming up in the next few months, is my brand, and I cannot wait to share. It is something that is not seen on the market, and I really think it's gonna transform your kitchen and your cooking and your food, and it's so good. I pour my heart and soul into it, and I'm so excited, and it's grandma and grandpa approved. That's all I can say. And the second thing is my cookbook, and I've been working on that for 3 years now. It's finally at the printing and publishing stage, so it should be out in February 2024. But that's also another family recipe, has a bunch of me and my mom's recipes, and also has my dad's handwritten all over the cookbook. So it's a really special book, and I can't wait to see that too. Thank you guys so much for spending today with me and, you know, getting intimate and eating good food together. I really appreciate you guys, and also being so patient with all my projects. But Dom just texted me, he's off work, so I'm gonna go make dinner when I get home. But yeah, see you guys next week. Bye!